So we return on January 12th.
And that's going to be with our talk number 129, as Sarah mentioned, on Michelangelo.
All right, now let's talk about the highlights of 2022.
Okay, but before we do that, let's first recognize our associates who've been loyal townies. They've attended over half of this year's town halls.
That's amazing.
It is.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so thank you to Karen Clark, Denise, I'm having a tough time seeing these names.
Yeah, that's going to be
Denise
small.
DeLay, Louis Estrada, June Fultz, Holly Hope, Neil Cassina, Roel Klingberg, Sarala, Rashuna, and Appy
Rudick. Indeed.
So thank you,
You did
to
well.
everyone.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
I think my new glasses are working.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
Thank you all for attending the town halls. It's an important way for us to communicate.
Yeah, so these town halls have been a great way to stay connected with our associates throughout the year, for sure.
And we have an exciting lineup of topics for 2023, but I think we should reflect on 2023.
Yeah,
I agree.
So we actually published 5 books. Now, I wish I had the stack of those here, but
the snow's getting in the way.
The snow's getting in the way.
It snowed last night.
Yeah.
If you can't tell, it literally snowed here
let's make a
last night.
snowball,
It's
okay?
everywhere.
So, Reinventing the Modern Professional Services Firm. It's the orange book. And these are all available to you on the learning management system through TOD. And so the essential guide, and so that book is really about our own story.
It is. Right. And the Essential Guide to Proposal Development really codifies our proposal process and talks not only about the what, but the why.
Yeah. Now, the essential principles of winning, that's really kind of the 9 core principles that have kind of stuck with us for 40 years in terms of what it really takes to win.
And one of my favorite, oddly enough, is the Essential Guide to Program Architecture, which talks about all the programmatics that go into creating the foundation that the proposal is built from and that the program is executed by.
Yeah, and then Managing to Capture New Business, that's really written by Frank Capuccio, and he wanted us to publish it for him, and that's the story of the F-35 capture. Now, these books have been phenomenal. Many of our clients have asked for the books, and they're really very appreciative when they receive the copy of them.
You know, I was telling you earlier this week that we took some books to Lockheed, which was their first introduction to some of this, and you know, they knew about the Capuccio story, of course, but they were literally taken by the fact that we gave them the books and that they're part of the story.
Yep, that's nice.
Yep.
That's nice. Yeah.
Okay, guys. Well, we have some remarkable clients this year too that I think we want to probably highlight and talk about, right?
I agree.
We do, Maureen.
Yeah.
So let's start with Parker Aerospace, who is one of our largest clients. We've been supporting them for the past 12 years, providing PP&C, program management and engineering. And recently we did a digital transformation activity with them with our management consulting team.
And that was for corporate Parker.
It was
right?
indeed.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Now, another key client for us this year is actually a small but publicly held company called Momentous Space. Now, we've been supporting them with many things throughout the year, directly for the CEO and the board of directors, and things like market strategy, M&A analysis, pipeline development, corporate strategy, and also providing some program management and engineering support to them as well.
Indeed. Yeah. In fact, I think they do rocket science there, right?
They do.
So Philly Shipyard is a new client for us this year, and we've been assisting them with company strategy for to enter the U.S. Navy, or as they call it, to go gray, market, and other projects. And we've including did some earned value analysis, and we also helped them with some critical business systems assessments.
Yeah. A fabulous new client for us, actually.
Indeed.
Yeah. Now, another new client. So our clients span all the way from the world's largest defense company, Lockheed Martin, to startups and also small companies. And so one of those small companies is a company called Maitreya, and we help them with a competitive assessment and price to win activity on what was called the Ares contract. And this Ares contract is one of these broad ordering agreements for basically U.S. African Command. And this is basically to provide ISR services as a service. And guess what? They won.
Awesome.
And we as you know, we're doing work with Kratos, which started off as a recommendation from a former SMAer who's at Northrop and recommended us to Kratos to help them with the implementation of earned value so that they can get a validation that's required by their contract.
Yeah, and that's on a very critical program, which is one of the largest ongoing MDAP programs. It's on ground-based strategic deterrence, which is the next generation of ICBMs.
That's right.
Yeah. Now, the project we are doing for Ultra Safe Nuclear, it's a small Seattle-based company, really cool company. It's super interesting. We're helping them compete for the first, believe this, for the first nuclear reactor for a utility contract on a military base.
Wow.
Now, the military is really trying to get a resilient, develop resiliency across all their bases. And a key part of that is their utilities. And so they've chosen to try to go with nuclear power, but they're using these next generation of reactors called micro reactors.
Right.
And our client, UltraSafe Nuclear, is actually the only company that has one that's operating. It's operating in Canada.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
And the one that we're helping them compete for is actually for a micro nuclear reactor at Eielson Air Force Base. If any of you have ever been there, it means that you were probably in the Air Force, because there'd be no other reason for you to go there. It's in Alaska.
Right at the Arctic, right at the edge of the Arctic.
Yeah.
Right. So let's talk about Bell. So we've been supporting them for about 5 or 6 years now, starting off with early strategy work. We've worked on several different opportunities that are part of the Army's Future Vertical Lift. And they were awarded the Future Vertical Lift long-range assault aircraft, the replacement for the Black Hawk helicopter.
And the Kiowa.
And the Kiowa, yep. And this was a massive win for Bell. And they beat out the team that was Lockheed Martin and Boeing. The EMD low rate initial production program for this is estimated at $8 billion.
Wow.
And the full rate production program, get this, is $80 billion. This is like the F-35 of helicopters.
That's a lot of helicopters.
Those are some big numbers.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And so the largest MDAP of recent history, of course.
Yeah.
And we're supporting them in 2023 on another large proposal, FARA, that is the replacement for the Apache. And the entire team, I got to say, to a person, the entire team from SMA did an incredible job. It was a huge, heavy lift, and they integrated very well with the Bell team. And there's lasting friendships there as a result of the work.
And
that
you
they
were
did.
just there visiting them earlier this week, right?
I was.
Yeah,
I was, and there was it was fun to go back. And after the announcement, which happened Monday, so it was very fresh in everybody's mind. In fact, they were having a win party. The day we arrived. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you're able to participate in the celebrations. But
Right.
I think you had some really good conversations with them about the possibility of us supporting them on the program, on the post awards.
That's correct.
Right?
Yep. And we're working to identify people there. So on that note, I'll do a plug. If you've got Primavera experience, or have worked in a Primavera environment and done earned value, please let me know, because there's a huge opportunity here for us and for you if you're available to work.
Yeah. And if someone's rusty, do we have any way of training them?
We do. We actually have a very good relationship with Oracle and the Primavera team at Oracle, and we can definitely get people training. So let's not let that be a barrier.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Well, hopefully there'll be a stampede of our associates responding
I'm hoping
to that.
I got to say, I'm hoping to make this a little easier.
It would.
We don't want to have to put Maureen in the basement at Bell like we did with Lockheed on F-35.
Yeah.
You and Duggar.
Yeah.
From what I heard, I wasn't here at the time. Just recently, I had just left. Anyway, now we
Don't
also
pick me, Maureen. I won't do it. I promise.
So and if any of you on today's town hall know someone that's an associate or not even an associate, let us know. Let them know.
That's right.
Please.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Now, another important client of ours in the past, we have just started doing work for them again this year, is Northrop Grumman. Now, we won some ordering agreements with them, some really important ways to do business with them, an ordering agreement for CAPTW work, and also a ordering agreement for proposal work.
That's right.
Now, and just recently, we got engaged on a very important project, and it's for their global business development organization at corporate headquarters.
And believe it or not, Delta Dental has been a significant client this year. This has been about a 5-year relationship, helping them execute on or deliver proposals and win several opportunities.
Yeah, we've become experts in the dental market.
We have. In fact, I think at some point, didn't we have a dental actuarial?
Yeah, we did.
Engaged?
Actually, we did. So we know the pricing of every dental procedure, I think.
We do. Particularly our management consulting team. They did a deep dive into that.
Now, let's not forget about Humana. Humana is a long-term relationship client. We've been helping them all the way since I think 2013 when we did an assessment of their PDC. And for like the last, I think 3 to 4 years, Alan Berman led a team there to help them win the 5th generation TRICARE contract. It's worth billions and billions of dollars. And we had a very large presence there. And it's one of those programs where we were able to pull the thread all the way. And we're hoping that after they win, perhaps we can find some post-award work for them. But we did some upfront capture strategy. We did some black hats. We did some market strategy. We did quite a bit of work around kind of just getting them positioned to win. And they're the incumbent.
Yep.
And then we also had a very large group of folks helping them on the proposal.
We did.
Yeah.
And they, again, phenomenal job by the SMA team who supported Humana. It was interesting, AJ, as for a recent board meeting, we looked at all the clients where we did pull the thread through to the end. And it's a lot. It's a lot. It's becoming bigger and bigger. It's an important part of what we do, and having that early strategy work, helps us win.
It is
a lot of
and that's been one of our goals now for 7 years.
That was a vision you had when you came.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Absolutely.
It's the one thing that uniquely differentiates us.
It does. It does. So Boeing's back.
Yeah, that's great.
Right.
That's great.
And good work there with one division has now led to work at another division. We started off with some management consulting work there that now has led to some proposal work. So again, pulling that thread, and I'm sure we'll be back doing post-award work there at some point as well.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Yep. It's they've been absent from our client list for a few years, so it's great to have them back. Yeah,
well, let's not forget about this year's APMP Bid and Proposal Convention in Dallas, right?
Yeah, we made a big splash there with our supersized booth, the 4 giant screen TVs, and we had our matching, very loud, very popular sneakers. We were literally taking the shoes off our feet and giving them to people because they were so popular and so successful. And they also, but most importantly, that's where we launched our books. And we gave away over 800 copies of the books, and they were wildly well received.
Our booth was mobbed. Literally mobbed. We had almost the entire BD team there, and there were still folks that we couldn't be talking to. They had to wait to see one of us. Now, coming up is Orlando 2023 BPC, and we've got some great new things planned for that one. We've got some additional books, some special sneakers, and a few other treats for the attendees at APMP, right?
Indeed.
Yeah. It was also a nice way at this year's APMP to really just celebrate with everyone our 40th year of being in business.
Yep, absolutely. And I want to mention General Atomics because they've been a very, very long-term client. We've been supporting them for over 15 years. And we are doing a significant work for them there, both for EMS on a variety of programs and aeronautics. Yeah.
Now we also competitively won a contract to support Thales on the Future Expand radar.
That's quite a story all by itself. Is how we won that. That was truly the SMA way.
Yep.
So Arizona State University is a new client this year, and we are helping them with the hydrogen hub contract, or to win the contract, and that's part of the infrastructure bill.
Now we're doing a lot of work. We have been for several years for shipyards, and we're supporting NASCO down in San Diego, and then they're one of the shipyards for General Dynamics, and we're doing a CAPTW right now.
In fact, I think the guys are there today delivering.
They are there.
Yep.
Missing our final town hall.
I know, but customers got to come first, right?
Yes.
They're in the right place.
Yep.
And we're growing our presence at Sierra Nevada. That's been a long-term client, for probably at least 12, 15 years that we've been there. And now we've also been engaged by Sierra Space. And we're running several proposal activities there.
That's great. And we can't forget our unforgettable 47 town halls this year, guys.
I got to say, that's impressive. There is nothing easy about the town halls in terms of a lot of effort goes in behind the scenes that to make this happen, right?
That's true.
And so everyone who contributed to these town halls deserves a big hand, and most of all, Elizabeth Stillman, who's our producer, who has done a phenomenal job with. Yes, I gotta say, definitely a phenomenal job.
There, Liz.
Yes, hey Liz. This is a heavy lift, and she puts her heart and soul into doing these every week, and doing this week after week after week is not simple, and they're incredible. I can't say thank you enough for everything that you do, Liz. And then of course we've got our technical director Danish Patel, who's behind the camera.
We might make him
Yep.
come out here in a minute.
We, should,
Yeah,
we,
we
we
should.
will definitely
We
make him
should.
come out
Yeah.
here in a
We
minute. So
should.
get ready, Donish.
That's your warning.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we also achieved several major milestones with TOD, with increased engagement in TOD by our clients and new functionality. So we've incorporated a complete CRM system this year, which is a big advancement. And then in addition to that, starting this January 1st, so the first payroll, which will be the 6th, we're rolling out a TOD payrolling system. So that's all going to be self-contained in TOD, and we're also rolling out HR functions in TOD. And the capabilities that I'm talking about are going to give you more access to the information about your compensation. You'll be able to see the status of your paycheck as it moves through the process.
And your history.
And your history.
And your history, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and it will also be self-serve in terms of changing any of the data you need to change. So
That's right.
it's going to be, I think, a big improvement for all of us.
It definitely will
And
be.
it should make things easier for you as well.
I sure hope so.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward
That's
to
the
it.
intent. We rolled out. So we rolled out the first part of the payroll rollout was 1099.
Right, and that's going
remittance.
smoothly now.
It going very smoothly, and
Yeah.
it's taken a big chunk of work off of Alan's desk, allowing him to do things that are critical to the business in terms of analytics and analysis. And then we're also going to be doing, so we're expecting, that to have the same impact on Holly as well. As we get
Now, are we
to,
going to
the
schedule some
payroll.
training classes for everybody, Jacques?
We have to. You never dump software on anybody and just hit and run, right?
Okay.
So we'll definitely be.
So
doing
what should they
some-
be looking out for?
Yeah, so we're going to have emails, text messages. It's important. Please make the time to come to those training, because this way it'll go smoother for you, and you'll know exactly where to find those things that you need.
What a year, Jacques and Maureen.
Definitely.
What a year.
Yeah.